Most people think pests are the problem. But what if your garden is actually creating them? You spray, you pull, you replace the plant, and 2 weeks later, the pests are back. Sound familiar? If pests keep coming back, you're not fixing the problem. You're feeding it. In this video, I'll show you why that keeps happening and what actually works instead. Every gardener knows the frustration. You spend weeks growing a plant, then aphids appear, caterpillars move in, and leaves start disappearing overnight. The instinct is to grab a spray and eliminate whatever you can see. And that works, for a while. But the pests always come back, because the spray is treating the symptom, not the cause. The real problem is something most gardeners never think to fix. Here's the thing about pests. They're not random. They're a signal. Pests don't attack randomly. They go where the plant is already struggling. And weak plants are almost always the result of something going wrong in the garden. Poor soil, overcrowding, lack of natural predators, or wrong growing conditions. A healthy, well-balanced garden doesn't need sprays. It manages itself. The goal isn't to kill pests. It's to make your garden the kind of place they don't want to be. So why do some gardens attract pests constantly, while others seem fine? 3 main reasons. First, weak plants. Pests, especially insects like aphids, can detect stressed plants. A plant that's lacking nutrients or getting too little water releases compounds that essentially signal I'm vulnerable. It becomes a target. Second, no natural predators. Every healthy ecosystem has balance. Aphids exist everywhere, but so do ladybugs and lacewings, insects that eat them. If your garden has no flowers, no variety, and nothing to attract those predators, pests run unopposed. Third, monoculture. When the same plant fills an entire bed, pests that target that plant have an all-you-can-eat situation. One aphid becomes a colony fast. Diversity is a natural form of pest control. The most common mistake is reaching for a spray bottle, chemical or natural, as the first response. Even organic sprays can disrupt beneficial insects if used too often or too broadly. The second mistake, planting the same crop in the same spot, year after year. No variety, no balance. And the third, ignoring the soil. Gardeners obsess over what's above ground and forget that everything starts below it. Poor soil produces weak plants. Weak plants attract pests. It's that simple. Fix these things first, and the pest problem often fixes itself. Here are 5 natural methods that actually work. Not just for dealing with pests when they arrive, but for stopping them from taking hold in the first place. Nettle tea spray. This is one of the simplest ways to make pests lose interest in your plants. Stinging nettles, fermented in water for about a week, create a nutrient-rich liquid feed that's especially high in nitrogen. Dilute it 1 to 10 with water and spray it on leaves or pour it at the base of your plants. What this does is strengthen plant tissue. Healthier plants are simply less attractive to pests. Think of it as making your plants harder targets from the inside out. Attract beneficial insects. What if you didn't have to fight pests at all? And something else did it for you? You don't need to buy ladybugs or lacewings. You just need to invite them. Plant flowers like marigolds, dill, or fennel near your vegetables. These attract the insects that eat aphids, caterpillars, and pest eggs naturally. Even a small border of flowers around a raised bed can make a real difference. You're building a support system, a mini ecosystem that does the pest control for you. Mild soap spray. If pests are already on your plants, this is the fastest natural way to stop them. For soft-bodied insects like aphids or whiteflies, a simple mix of mild dish soap and water works well. Spray it directly on the pests. It breaks down their outer coating and causes dehydration. A few drops of soap in a liter of water is enough. Spray in the morning and avoid direct sun to prevent leaf scorch. This is one you use reactively, not as a preventive measure. Baking soda spray. Not every pest problem actually starts with insects. If fungal issues like powdery mildew are bringing in secondary pest problems, a baking soda spray can help. Mix 1 teaspoon with water and a few drops of vegetable oil. Spray on affected leaves. It changes the pH on the surface of the leaf, making it harder for fungi to take hold. Prevention is easier than cure here, so start spraying at the first sign of trouble, not after it spreads. Mulch your beds. Most pest problems don't start on the leaves, they start in the soil. Cover your soil with straw, wood chips, or dried leaves. Mulch keeps moisture in the soil, which means plants experience less stress between waterings. Less stress means stronger plants and fewer pest problems. It also protects the soil biology below, the microbes, worms, and fungi that keep your soil alive. A covered soil is a healthy soil. Here's the one thing most gardeners overlook entirely: the soil itself. Healthy soil isn't just dirt. It's a living system, full of bacteria, fungi, and organisms that help plants absorb nutrients and fight off stress. When that system is disrupted by chemicals, compaction, or leaving soil bare, plants suffer even if you can't see it yet. Add compost every season. Keep soil covered when beds are empty. Avoid using chemicals that kill soil life. It sounds slow, but nothing you do above ground will hold without this foundation underneath. Healthy soil grows strong plants. Strong plants attract fewer pests. That's the whole system right there. When you start working with the garden instead of against it, things change quickly. Plants look better. Growth is stronger. And pests, while they never disappear entirely, stop being a constant battle. You spend less time reacting and more time enjoying what you've grown. That's the difference between a garden that needs constant maintenance and one that largely takes care of itself. So remember, you don't fight pests. You fix the system. Start with your soil. Strengthen your plants. Invite the insects that do the work for you. And if you need a quick fix in the meantime, soap spray, nettle tea, a layer of mulch, those tools are there too. When your garden is in balance, pests stop being a problem. They become part of the system.